Thank you, Shikha. Thank you, Moussami, Neha, everyone here. It's my new year, so let me start by wishing everyone Navroz Mubarak. Uh, it's a good day for me in any case to be attending this panel. I am based out of Bangalore. I'm currently working from home. I have a lot of experience in marketing and advertising, and you'll always see me smiling and laughing about everything in life. That's it, Chika, right? You want us to just keep it to the personal side and not get into the professional part of the business, right?
No, definitely we are going to come to the professional part as well, Shanaz, because that's what, you can say makes us the whole part, right? The personal and the professional part. Okay, so moving on to Washmi. So Washmi, let's know a little bit more about.
Thank you, Shikha. And, I always like to say that if I have to introduce myself, I'll introduce myself first as a very passionate mom. Okay. So, mother to a 18-year-old, very, very introverted, kid is a challenge, right? Because I think that's the biggest thing I've achieved in my life, being a passionate mom. But of course, professionally, I have worked for more than 18 years in large Indian and multinational companies, and I decided to start an entrepreneurial venture of my own. I tell you why. Whenever we work with someone, I always realized that, even if you're working in the largest of corporates, and here we're talking, to people who are in Reliance, right? You're wearing a cloak of the organization, right? You stand and represent an organization. So I started this whole venture thinking that, let me see if I can create a brand value for myself. So that's one of the reasons I started the journey of being an entrepreneur, a very difficult one, I must say. It's completely worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Moussami. And I can totally relate to what you just said. Of course, right now, my kids are 9 and 7. So, yeah, still a long way to go. But sometimes this particular stage holds me out. And then the second aspect, where you just talked about the personal branding aspect, and then always wearing the cloak of an organization. They are very interesting subjects. So definitely, because personal branding is one of the you can say one of the subject which I'm really passionate about. And then of course, as I said, that when we're talking about embracing equity, this is very important in today's age. But yeah, I can go on and on. But before I go tangent, let's go to Neha. So Neha, over to you. Let us know you a bit more.
So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neha Madan. So, let me talk to you about myself. So, I'm also a mother of 2 kids. My son is 9 years old and my daughter is only 2 years old. And I'm basically from education background. I have done my master's from Ivy League University, Cornell, that is US. And after, when I came back to India, I started teaching in College of Engineering, Pune. So it's a government institute, and I've been teaching in the civil engineering department. So for the last 8-9 years, I have been teaching over there. And then I decided to launch my own event company. So this event company is known as Stage Fright Media, in which we kind of do a lot of events like pageants and fashion shows and all. So the idea behind starting that event company is because when I used to teach kids, and since we had a government institute, we used to get kids from rural background, from places far flung places from Maharashtra. They are very good in studies, because since they are in College of Engineering, Pune, only the cream crowd comes to COEP. They are very good in studies, but when it comes to their personality development, actually they don't know how to speak also. So that idea came to me that, why don't I start something to where they can showcase their talents they are very good in studies and all, but there should be one platform where they can actually showcase their talent. So I started my event company, just to showcase talents of these students. But eventually I got to know that along with students, we have a lot of females also, women also, who wants to come out, who have aspirations, who have dreams, who wants to showcase, means they are good in many things, but they are not getting the platform. So I expanded my event company and I started doing these fashion shows, and then I started organizing these award shows where women who are entrepreneurs, who are doing small businesses, they should have recognition.
Yep. So
So
Neha,
I
herein I'll ask you to hold on for that particular thought, because
Okay.
definitely you have covered a lot of aspects, which of course is going to be of very much interest to our panelists and to our audience as well,
Okay.
because the kind of varied background, right? The education, and then into the event management, and then again getting into the entrepreneurial world, wherein the center focuses women. So yeah, I mean, there are very strong themes. So yes, we'll hold on to that particular thought so that the audience can know more. But yeah, going again, around the table. So first of all, thank you to all the panelists for joining us today. Unfortunately, I'm not sure our fourth panelist for today, Neel Chooksi, who is also an she is an Estro consultant, but I think she is not able to join us. But let us give her some time, and then we'll move further ahead with the panel discussion. So coming back to you, Shanaz, you have been into the corporate world, right? And then now you are into your entrepreneurial journey. This is again, I would not say kind of a dramatic shift, but I think sometimes it becomes a little bit of natural when you are into the corporate world, and then you have you can say multitude of experience, and then of course there are two thoughts to that. One is you want to give back to the society, and then you also want to have a higher goal towards yourself as well. Now, when we would really like to know more about your journey so far, and then I would really like you to bring in the technology aspect to that, because I'm sure our panelists and our audience, and then being from the technology company, and then wherein we have got a varied product portfolio, we would really like to understand that how you have delved these two important aspects together in your day-to-day life, and then we'll move round.
Sure. Okay, so let me tell people as to what I do, because while I kind of reference the fact that I've been in advertising and marketing, so I spent 20 years with Ogilvy when I started my career, and then I spent another 7.5 building, creating, and fostering a startup called Shopmatic. And Shopmatic then got sold to a company called Matchmove, which is into fintech. This happened last year, and I saw everything in the journey from start to end, and I kind of decided that it's high time I did something of my own. I was in the process of actually helping a lot of startups themselves go online, and get digitized, so to speak. So I decided that I think a natural extension of my career, so to speak, would be for me to give back and to set up a marketing advisory. So I have a marketing advisory called Skyful. If anyone wants to know what skyful means, it means that it's as much as a sky would hold. So basically, it's about offering a lot of opportunities to startups to be able to understand how to maneuver this rather complex world of brand building, marketing, go to market, and all of that. Okay. There is no question about whether we should or should not work with technology in today's day and age. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion that you can't be doing any business without technology, and it's very center stage to what we all do. Of course, all of us experienced COVID and how all of us were like glued to our computers and buying Zoom shirts off all the marketplaces to look good, torso upwards, and interact with the outer world. So I think everybody kind of got hooked into going digital, even to run their businesses, even people who are non-tech. And I think that given where I am right now, I'm based out of Bangalore, like I said, but I am actually working with people in Singapore, in Bombay, in Hyderabad, in different parts of the country and the world, consulting with them and helping them build their businesses out. So yeah, so that's the extremely exciting piece of what I do. I think from the little that I've seen of Geo and JioEvents, I think it's a very simple tool. I mean, it didn't take me much time to sign up and set up shop, and then I was very enamored by this reactions thing and the background thing, and a couple of those features. So yeah, I think center stage to everything that we do is technology, and the easier you make technology for the outer world, I think the better it is for everyone, because then you feel that you're seamlessly interacting with a person even without physically meeting them.
Yep, I think rightly said the Shanaz, and of course we'll delve more onto that. But before I go there, we have got an engaging poll audience. Please do attempt that, because of course it will help us to know you better. And this is a virtual events platform, right? So of course we have to make it as engaging as possible. But yeah, coming back to your point, Shanaz, I think it's very important that the MarTech part or the technology part which we are using, it has to be simple, but again it has to be easy to use and onboard as well, because otherwise the prospect or the customer or probably the users, they feel really overwhelmed that, oh my god, is this too difficult? Should I make an attempt? And sometimes people do get into their zone wherein they don't want to get onto a support call, they don't have time, etc., etc. But yes,
I think it's more the case right now of, it's not about whether technology helps, but it's about, like, now you have a lot of options, right, for everything under the sun. And if something launches today, then you have someone trying to duplicate or replicate that effort in a couple of months' time, or depending on how what the use case is. But the fact is that at the end of the day, we all need it and we survive using it.
yes.
So long as it's simple and so long as it's like available for everyone to use, and it's easy and it's not restrictive. The more feature rich you make it in a simple way, I think you've
The
got
better
a
it is.
lot of takers.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So thank you, Shanaz. And moving on to Moshmi, picking up what you initially said when you were introducing yourself, that we have got two aspects. One is our own personal, and then wherein when you are working within organization. I believe you are into the field wherein you are working on a lot of projects with employee engagement. We would really like to know, and definitely our audience would also like to know that how you're blending your passion, powering it with the technology which you have, and then how you're making this kind of, you could say, in your DNA. So yeah,
So actually, Gratify, which is the platform that I run, which I founded. Gratify is completely based on something that I was totally passionate about. During the days that I was working, I believed that building relationships, whether they are with your employees or your clients, is the key to success. Now, as an individual, it was always something that I wanted to do. But when I got into the organizational role, because I was heading sales and, so when I was heading a business, it completely took the turn that get the sales. Why are you going there and building relationships, which is going to take fruit 3 years later, right? So, Gratify is a technology platform. So I started the whole thought by making, so Gratify is a technology platform which allows you to automate. Okay. Now see, relationships is not automatic. Relationships is something like you need to keep watering it. Then, and you cannot be selfish about it, right? You have to really give into a relationship, whether it's a corporate employer or client relationship. But Gratify is a technology platform that helps you do that. How do you remember, right? When do you want to do? How can you? So, for example, a simple thing. You realize that your client has a birthday. Are you going to run around and get something from him? So why not have everything together? So, the whole platform is built with the thought of building relationships easy. Yeah. So I think technology is a great enabler. In our times, you would have a secretary running around going to this store and that and getting it. I think technology is critical to growth today. And I think, platforms like JioEvents, JioMeet are very critical, because if you want, today you can have clients from around the world. Today you can actually have your employees sitting in Indore or any other place, any, semi-metro, semi-urban locations, and work with you. So I'm a total believer in technology, and the first step when I started my venture was to ensure that I make technology an integral and absolute central element of it. So yeah, completely cute to that. Let me just tell you one more thing. For somebody. So I think, what do startups or entrepreneurs add? So I feel that when we have worked in an organization, what we bring from there are processes and processes and systems that we have learned there. We can get those into our entrepreneurial ventures and at the same time be fleet-footed. Okay, so large organizations tend to obviously, get pulled down because of the size, the mammothness, all of it is, you can learn from there and at the same time be fleet-footed. So, and technology will help you do that. You need to understand and know how to use technology. So that's
Yep.
totally my take on this, Shikha.
Yep, I think thanks a lot for that again, Moshmi. And then if I relate to both the things, one is again a very interesting name, what you had put for your venture, that is called as Gratify, because I believe gratification is very important. Yeah, and then when we are also bringing in the technology aspect, so therein again, if I marry both the parts, the gratification aspect and the technology, how it is helping us out. So I think again that brings us back that technology is an enabler. Okay, so moving on to you, Neha. You when you were introducing yourself, as we were talking about, you have covered three main aspects. One is again, the education bit, of course, the academic parts, which, of course, if we are from this part of the world, the trends are changing. I'm not going to go towards that, but then definitely, in the majority part, education is seen as one of the key aspect to advance, right?
Yeah.
And when we're talking about education and then merging it with technology, so we would really like to hear about that. Being an academician, how you coped up with this particular aspect when, of course, pandemic hit us, and then now when we are not living in that particular era, how you are making that kind of shift, that purely going digital, and now it's like a hybrid. Was that a very difficult phase for you and for your students to impart the knowledge? So yeah, over to you. We would really like.
Before pandemic, we are very much used to chalk and blackboard kind of thing. So we never thought that there would be a time when we will be teaching online. So we could never thought about that. But after pandemic, we actually taught a lot of things, like how to use. Because I remember when this pandemic hit us, everything was shut down, and for I think 2 or 3 months there was no studies, and colleges were shut down, and there was a time when all the teachers and all the staff, we had a lot of brainstorming sessions, like how to continue our discussion with students. Then we thought of using platforms like at that time we had Skype, we had Microsoft Teams at that time, and we had a lot of other platforms. So we started using that thing, but the challenges were that we never thought, or we didn't know how to use those platforms. So getting us trained, and getting organizing training to our staff, and and organizing training to our students also, because students को भी नहीं मालूम था कि किस तरीके से ये चीज़ें यूज़ करनी है, ना ही तो टीचर्स को मालूम था, ना ही स्टूडेंट्स को मालूम था। तो दोनों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेके आना एंड एक 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 तरीके का एक सिस्टम क्रिएट करना जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स एंड टीचर्स दोनों ही कंफर्टेबल हों वो चीज़ें यूज़ करने के लिए, वो एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था। बिकॉज हमारे बहुत सारे जो स्टूडेंट्स थे वो ऐसे जगह से आए थे जो फार फ्लंग एरियाज से, जैसे मैंने आपको पिछली बार भी बताया था, उनको नहीं मालूम था कि चीज़ें यूज़ कैसे करनी है। और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स होते थे उनके पास मीन्स दे डिडंट हैव, कई बार उनके पास क्या बोलते हैं उनको, रिचार्ज करने के लिए भी पैसे नहीं होते थे। हमारे पास काफ़ी बार ये चीज़ें आती थी कि दे डोंट हैव मनी टू रिचार्ज देयर इंटरनेट बैलेंस ऑल्सो। तो ये सब चैलेंजेस हमने देखे अपने एकेडमिक करियर में। एंड ऑब्वियसली येस, आफ्टर 2 years वी आर नॉट यूजिंग दैट प्लेटफॉर्म राइट नाउ, बिकॉज एज पर डायरेक्शंस फ्रॉम education ministry, we are not allowed to do any online teaching from now. But at that time, yes, it was challenging and challenging था, but still हम लोगों ने एक ट्रेनिंग, एक तरह का सिस्टम क्रिएट किया जिसमें हम लोगों ने स्टूडेंट्स एंड टीचर्स दोनों को ही ट्रेन करके, एंड वी काइंड ऑफ बैलेंस्ड इट बोथ.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. That when we talk about one is the need, right? When it's the need of the hour, so of course people do adapt, and I think that's again, it does vary from personality to personality, because if a person wants to adapt, they do adapt. But I think, as I was mentioning, that you are again handling a very important aspect wherein you have this kind of relationship, that student teacher, because that forms a majority part of the ecosystem, right? Now, that was purely from the academic. Now, let's take a shift to your very modern kind of entrepreneurial business, wherein you have your own event management company.
Yeah.
You do organize a lot of events as well. So, Neha, during those times, how did you handle that situation? Were you doing online events? Because again, talking about the fashion industry, talking about a lot of, I believe you had a lot of competitions as well.
Yes.
So, how did you make that shift? Were you able to have the contestants be made comfortable the way you did it with your students' fraternity?
एब्सोल्युटली, बिकॉज उस समय क्या था कि सब लोग घर पे बैठे हुए थे एंड एवरीबडी वांटेड सम काइंड ऑफ एंटरटेनमेंट। सो उस समय चीज़ें करना बहुत इजी था। हमने जो भी इवेंट्स उस वक्त हमने उस समय हमने इंट्रोड्यूस कराए, चाहे वो फैशन शोज थे, चाहे वो डांस कॉम्पिटिशन्स थे, सबने बहुत पार्टिसिपेट किया एट दैट टाइम। जब कोविड था, जब हमारे पास 2 साल थे, उस समय बहुत हमको अच्छा पार्टिसिपेशन मिला ईच एंड एवरी इवेंट के लिए। मैं आपको एक और बात बता दूं, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई हैव मैगजीन ऑल्सो, एंड मैगजीन के लिए भी उस समय हमारे पास बहुत अच्छे प्रपोजल्स आते थे ऑनलाइन, बिकॉज उस समय लोगों के पास दे डोंट हैव एनी अदर ऑप्शन अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन। बट येस, अभी थिंग्स आर बीइंग शिफ्टिंग। पीपल पहले ऑब्वियसली ऑनलाइन लोग करते थे, बट अभी वो ऑफलाइन ज़्यादा शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं। बट स्टिल लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन्स आर देयर जो ऑनलाइन अभी भी होते हैं, एंड लोग बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होते हैं। और जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, जो जियो इवेंट्स का जो आपने अभी ये मुझे ऐप के बारे में बताया, दीज आर वेरी गुड रिसोर्सेज फॉर पीपल लाइक अस। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरे जो मैगजीन है उसमें हम लोग इंटरव्यूज करते हैं लेडीज के जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं, जिनको अपनी स्टोरीज बतानी होती है। तो इस तरह के जो आपने जो प्लेटफॉर्म दिया है जियो इवेंट्स का, एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग जो फेसबुक से सीधा लिंक्ड हो जाता है, तो हम एक बार इसको फेसबुक से लिंक कर लेते हैं तो हमारा जो मास, हमारा जो एक वो एक्सपैंड हो जाता है, तो हम उनकी जो स्टोरीज भी है वो ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचा सकते हैं। तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ वेरी गुड शिफ्ट। तो इट्स लाइक बोथ, तो ऑफलाइन भी है ऑनलाइन भी है, दोनों है। बट किस तरीका का इवेंट हम करना चाहते हैं और कितना हम ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं, उस पर डिपेंड करता है।
I think it totally depends on that. And then I think it's a very interesting kind of a use case for our audience as well, and for my team as well, wherein we talk about a pure academic world, wherein you had students coming from the tier 2 or tier 3 cities, and the kind of challenges which they had during that time. And then then the second shift, again, a total modern aspect, wherein you are totally into the entertainment business, wherein, of course, you can say you have the events, you have your magazine, etc. I would also, I think it also calls for an accolades for you that uh, though it's like, for example, right now, me and my panelists and my audience as well, they were trying to do this kind of shift, right? The academics and the modern world. But for you personally as well, how you were making this kind of shift, right? In the morning, you are taking classes with your students, and probably in the afternoon and in the evening, you are conducting all these kind of online events for the entertainment industry. But yes, I think this was the last round of the question which we had for today's panel. And then talking about myself as a host and a moderator, I'm very particular about time because, of course, we did talk about that we are going to be bang on 30 minutes. And then, yes, we are exactly on target. But there are a couple of key takeaways which I would really like to share. And then I had a couple of my notes which I would really like to share with all my panelists and with my audience. That one is, I'm sure we all agree that in today's world, technology is our DNA. If somebody is saying that, sorry, I'm not going to be uh, you can say adaptive, or I'm going to be averse to this kind of a particular technology, or I'm not going to make an effort to understand technology, then I think they don't they're not going to be at par, or probably they will be, you can say, missing the bus. So yes, technology is in our DNA. Second is definitely when we talked about technology as an enabler, and as Shanaz, Mortmi, and then experiences from Neha, wherein we had that. It has to be simple, easy to use. You get onboarded very easily, and of course, there are a lot of other factors as well. But what came out from this particular discussion, that is again one of the key, that it has to be that so that the adaption and the adoption rate really becomes fast. And then, of course, the third part is how you all three have created a niche for yourself. When we talk about personal branding, as I was mentioning, that this is a subject which is very close to my heart. And of course, when we are in this particular month, when we talk about embracing equity, then how we can leverage technology for our own personal branding as well. So yeah, these were my three key takeaways from today's panel. You all had been amazing for today. I love the discussions with all three of you. Unfortunately, our fourth panelist for today was not able to join, but then definitely we will be able to hear in our upcoming panels as well. Thank you to all the audience for today, and I'm sure you all had taken our two polls, and yeah, there are some nice stickers which are going, right? Yes, so I love that as well. So with that, I would really like to, you can say, call it as, of course, not the EOD for us, but yeah, thank you to all of you, and wish you all a very good day ahead. And then let's embrace equity. Let's keep on marching. Let's stay ahead on the top of the game. And wish you all the very best with your ventures.
Thank you. Thank you, Shikha. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Shikha. Thanks, Moshmi,
Bye.
Neha, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, Shahnaz, and thank you, Moshmi. Lovely meeting you. Love you meeting you, Shahnaz.
Likewise. We'll catch up
Thank
Yes.
soon.
So that brings us for the end of today's panel discussion, Eventful Bytes. And before we log off, of course, we have a nice last takeaway for all of you. And Ayushi, if we can have that thing on the screen for all of us before we officially call this as the end of the first panel discussion. Over to you, Ayushi. Ayushi, can we have the last screen on the screen, please? Okay. We call that as a tick. Give me a minute. Okay, I think talking about technology, but that's okay. Anyways, okay, so what we had for all of you as our last slide was, of course, we really wanted to bring out the web URL and the go-to place wherein you can get in touch with Moussami, Shenaz, and Neha. But then definitely you will receive that as a post-event message from all of us. And yes, we also wanted to announce for our upcoming 4th April session, wherein we have got an exciting and amazing panel discussions from a lot of esteemed panelists. So definitely you will receive a link for that as well. But 4th April, 3 p.m. again, please mark your calendar. So yeah, we officially call it as announced now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.